SciTube is an initiative to make learning psychology interesting, exciting, and easier. SciTube promotes learning psychology through the relevant original experiments that resulted in the theories. The videos also sensitize the learners about the relevance of the theories in contemporary times. Concept: Psychoanalysis. Experimental setup: Freud's case of little Hans, psychoanalysis. The case of little Hans was documented by Sigmund Freud in 1909 as one of the most famous case studies in psychoanalytic psychology. Unlike a laboratory experiment, this was a clinical case study based on detailed observations of a young boy named Herbert Graf, known as Little Hans. Freud did not directly observe the child. Instead, the data were collected through reports and conversations recorded by Hans' father, who was a follower of Freud. The purpose of the case was to explore childhood fears, psychosexual development, and the Oedipus complex. Freud's motive was to demonstrate that unconscious conflicts and repressed desires play a central role in shaping behavior, even in early childhood. Action in the case study. Little Hans, around 5 years old, developed an intense fear of horses, particularly that they might bite or fall down. Freud analyzed Hans' statements, dreams, fantasies, and everyday behavior as reported by his father. Through guided questioning, Hans was encouraged to talk freely about his fears, family relationships, and thoughts. Freud interpreted these materials symbolically, linking Hans' fear of horses to anxiety about his father, especially in relation to his strong attachment to his mother. The therapeutic process involved gradually helping Hans recognize and verbalize these hidden fears. Prime observations and conclusions. Freud observed that Hans' phobia was not random but symbolic. He concluded that the horse represented Hans' father, and the fear reflected anxiety arising from the Oedipus complex. According to Freud, Hans' unconscious desire for his mother and fear of punishment from his father were displaced onto horses. As Hans gained insight into these unconscious conflicts through discussion, his anxiety gradually reduced. Freud concluded that childhood phobias originate from unresolved, unconscious conflicts, supporting core psychoanalytic principles. Inferences and contemporary relevance. The case of Little Hans remains significant for understanding childhood anxiety, symbolism, and emotional development. While modern psychology critiques Freud's interpretations as subjective and culturally biased, the case pioneered the idea that early childhood experiences shape later behavior. Today, the study is relevant in psychodynamic therapy, developmental psychology, and child counseling, especially in understanding how fears can be expressions of deeper emotional conflicts. Little Hans continues to be a foundational example of how psychological symptoms may carry hidden meaning beyond observable behavior. If you think the video made learning psychology easier, like, comment, share, and subscribe.